people, this is S.M.A.R.T coaching, and we are still on the subject of how to get employed faster. Now today we're going to be looking at something as it regards to career goal setting. We want to look at how to set career goals. Now in setting goals, it is known globally that there is a formula that has been tested and trusted for setting career goals, and that is a S.M.A.R.T formula of goal setting. The same formula can be used when you want to set your career goals, and that means in going about your career goal setting, you must first of all think, is my goal smart? Do I have a smart goal in my career? Now what does that mean? It is a word or a synonym that is S.M.A.R.T. The S in SMART stands for specific. That means when you are setting career goals, you must ask, are my career goals specific enough? You should be able to tell whether they are specific. Don't set vague goals. Someone said something, he said nothing becomes dynamic until it is specific. So you need to be specific. What industries do you want to work in? What height do you want to attain? What certifications do you want to get? What awards do you want to get? What do you want to achieve in your career? Be specific about them. The second thing is M. Are my career goals measurable? Are there yardsticks I can use to measure them? When I achieve them, is there a way I can know that they have been measured? So you should have yardsticks that you can use to measure them. It could be financial yardsticks. It could be any other type of yardstick that you feel you can use to tell when you have gotten to a specific level of your career journey. The third thing in setting your career goals is A, which is achievable. You need to ask, are my goals achievable, or they are just daydreaming? You know, some people sometimes they set goals that are not achievable because they just feel, oh, I need to impress somebody. No, when you are setting career goals, don't try to impress anybody. Just look at yourself and look at the things that are achievable in your field, in your industry. Find out what are the things people have done before. That does not mean that you should repeat what people have done, but you can look at it and say, okay, how can I take it a step further? How can I take this thing that I've been achieving in my industry and make it even better? That is achievable. So look for ways to set achievable goals. The next thing is arrow, which is realistic. Is it realistic when you consider your training? For instance, maybe you are someone who has not gotten his first degree and you are setting a goal that you want to become a medical doctor or chief medical director of a hospital and all of that. Do you know that's not possible? Because it is not realistic. You don't have the training for that. So you need to look at it. What is realistic based on the training that I have, based on the resources that are available to me, and based on the time that I have. For instance, let's say you're in the civil service, you're coming into the civil service at about age 40, and your goal is to become a permanent secretary. You know that will be very difficult because it is not realistic. The time available to you may not enable you to achieve that. So that is the next thing you need to look at. You need to ask, are my goals realistic? And the last thing you consider when setting career goal is T. It must be time bound. You must have a deadline. You must have specific timelines that you are working with. You must be able to tell yourself that by the time I'm age 25, this is what I must have achieved career-wise. By the time I am 30, this is what I should have achieved. By the time I'm 40, by the time I'm 50, and by the time I'm retiring, either at 60 or whatever age you choose to retire, these are the specific things that I should have achieved. So it must be timed. You must have a timeline and you must have a deadline for each of those timelines. So these are, in summary, are how you go about setting your career goals. Once again, like I said, your career goals must be SMART. And for your career goals to be SMART, number one, it must be specific. Number two, it must be measurable. Number three, it must be achievable. Number four, it must be realistic. And number five, it must be time bound. So with this, I want to encourage you to go set your career goals. Sit down, look at the journey that you are on right now. Maybe you've already started your career life. Sit down and count the cost. Look at your future. your career future and set goals that will help you get to that future faster. And those who have not started a career that wants to start, this is the right time to do. So go do it now. Thank you for listening again. God bless you. Thank you.